Following the US decision to allow Ukraine to strike Russian targets with ATACMS missiles, incidents of explosions in the aggressor country have increased. Military political analyst Oleksandr Kovalenko explained in a comment to Kyiv 24 how many ATACMS missiles need to be launched at a Russian target to ensure a successful hit. Everything depends on the target. It can be said that 5 to 6 missiles are enough. However, for some targets, this might be excessively, while for others it might be insufficient, the expert stated. He emphasizes that multiple factors influence this: air defense coverage, distance from Ukraine's border, how long the missile needs to fly within enemy airspace. For instance, if the missile's flight path intersects with zones defended by Pantsir S-1 or Tor M2 systems, the likelihood of interception is low. However, if it encounters S-400 battery zones, the probability of being shot down increases. In such cases, a greater number of missiles would be required. And, of course, the size and purpose of the target are crucial, Kovalenko explained. According to the Wall Street Journal, the Ukrainian Armed Forces UAF may target military facilities in Russia's Rostov region using long-range ATACMS missiles. The report indicates that 4 military airfields in the region are potential targets. Additionally, US officials have reportedly identified a list of 200 military objectives within the range of these American-made missiles. Russian President Vladimir Putin stated at the Collective Security Treaty Organization summit that strikes on Russian territory, including those using Western weapons, will not go unanswered. The strikes from our side were in response to the ongoing attacks on Russian territory with US ATACMS missiles. As I have repeatedly said, we will always respond, he emphasized. The Russian government has expressed that the decision to use ATACMS missiles for strikes on Russian territory marks a significant escalation in tensions, said Putin's press secretary Dmitry Peskov. Peskov noted that Kremlin's stance should be absolutely clear to all. If such a decision has indeed been conveyed to Ukraine, then this clearly represents a qualitatively new phase of tension and a fundamentally different situation in terms of the United States' involvement in this conflict, Peskov stated. This is our primary standpoint, he emphasized. These signals have been acknowledged by the collective West. They were articulated by the president in St. Petersburg, Peskov reminded.
Russia's foreign ministry says it has revoked the accreditation of 2 employees of the German ARD broadcaster and ordered them to leave the country, in what it described as retaliation to German authorities' move targeting 2 journalists from Russia's state TV. Ministry spokesperson Maria Zakharova said on Wednesday that it may issue accreditations to other ARD employees if German authorities allows journalists from Russia's Channel 1 to work in Berlin. German Foreign Ministry spokesperson Christian Wagner denied the federal government had shut Channel 1's office, as the Russian broadcaster has claimed. The federal government has not closed the office of this broadcaster, Wagner told a news conference. Russian journalists can report freely and unhindered in Germany. He added that federal authorities in Germany don't deal with issues regarding Russian journalists' resident status. Berlin's State Immigration Office said that on November 22 it refused residence permits for the head of Channel 1's bureau and for a cameraman with the channel. It said the decision could be appealed. The move followed decisions to refuse German residency for a Brazilian citizen working for Ruptly, a Russian state-owned video news agency, and for the head the Rossia Segednya news agency and his wife. Channel 1 has been under European Union sanctions since December 2022 as tensions soared between Moscow and the West over Russia's military operation in Ukraine. The EU's sanctions prevent the channel from broadcasting in Europe but do not affect the presence of staff who work for it in Berlin.
Дело в том, что теперь работу заблокировали в Германии корреспондентов Первого канала Ивана Благова и оператора Дмитрия Волкова. Так вот, в ответ на запрет властей ФРГ на пребывание и работу корреспондентов Первого канала, мы вынуждены принять зеркальные меры в отношении журналистов московского представительства немецкой медиагруппы АРД. В соответствии с принципами свободы средств массовой информации, свободы слова на основе взаимности, мы будем готовы рассмотреть возможность аккредитации новых сотрудников АРД в нашей стране, но только после создания правительством ФРГ условий для работы российских журналистов и полноценного возобновления деятельности корпункта Первого канала в Берлине.
Russian authorities on Tuesday ordered a British diplomat to leave the country on allegations of spying that the UK dismissed as baseless as tensions soar over the conflict in Ukraine. Russia's Federal Security Service, the top domestic security and counterintelligence agency, said in a statement carried by Russian news agencies that the diplomat had provided false personal data while seeking permission to enter the country. The agency, known by its Russian acronym FSB, alleged that he has worked for British intelligence under diplomatic cover, replacing one of the 6 British diplomats who were expelled from Russia in August. The FSB alleged that the diplomat was involved in intelligence and subversive activities that threatened the security of the Russian Federation. Russia's Foreign Ministry spokesperson Maria Zakharova said a decision was made to revoke the diplomat's accreditation and he has been ordered to leave the country within 2 weeks. She said the ministry has summoned the British ambassador to hand over the notice. A spokesperson for the UK Foreign Office responded to the Russian statements. This is not the first time that Russia has made malicious and baseless accusations against our staff. We will respond in due course. Russia announced the expulsion of the 6 British diplomats in September, weeks after it happened. Moscow accused them of spying, allegations rejected by the UK as completely baseless. Russia and NATO allies have carried out multiple rounds of mutual expulsions of diplomats as relations have sunk to the lowest levels since the Cold War after the Kremlin sent troops into Ukraine in February 2022.
Strikes deep into Russia, about British strikes. British diplomats have been expelled from Russia. How could you demand that? Sorry, sir. You spend hundreds of millions of pounds to kill Russian citizens, but you won't take...